Hey guys, welcome back to Simply Swider, your #1 appliance troubleshooting channel. Today, we're diving into a problem that's got many people scratching their heads. I'm talking about a GE dishwasher refusing to start. If you're here, chances are that your dishwasher is giving you the silent treatment. Am I right? Well, stay tuned as we unravel the mysteries behind a GE dishwasher that won't start. In this video, I'll walk you through the necessary steps you need to take to bring it back to life. So, if you're ready, let's get started. Sometimes, when a GE dishwasher sits silently while refusing to start up, it's simply whispering, "Hey, something's not right here." Funny enough, the issue could be something as simple as the control being locked or an accidental wrong setting selection. That's why I always advise my clients to first try to figure out how serious the issue is before calling for help. Doing so not only saves you from unnecessary expenditure, but also saves me from going all the way to your house just to flip a switch. But if you've done this and still no dice, we might be looking at a deeper issue. I'm talking about things like the dishwasher not getting any power, or maybe its door isn't latching properly. And yes, that's not all. Sometimes, the real villains could be faulty components, for example, the control board, door latch, or drain pump. So, bearing all that in mind, let's dive deeper into each of these potential troublemakers, break them down, and figure out the best way to get your dishwasher humming again. I know it sounds crazy, right? Well, trust me, I cannot make this up. I've received multiple repair calls only to find that the client wasn't aware that the control lock was on. But here's an even funnier example. Just recently, I was called to look at a washing machine that had been returned to my buddy Billy's appliance store. While I was there, a young couple came in with their relatively new GE dishwasher, and from the looks on their faces, I could tell that they were frustrated. I remember Billy saying, "When it rains it pours," as he went to tend to them. Anyway, I could hear them telling him that he'd sold them a bad dishwasher because yes, it turns on, but it won't start a wash cycle, and out of curiosity, I offered to give it a quick look. So, I plugged it in, switched it on, and I immediately saw what the issue was. The control lock was activated, which was a big relief to Billy and the dishwasher owners. That brings me to the main point. Your GE dishwasher, like many other modern appliances, has a control lock feature that's very easy to activate accidentally. When it's on, all buttons including the start-pause button are disabled. As I explained to the couple, the control lock function is there to keep the little ones from fiddling with the dishwasher. It also helps prevent you from accidentally starting a wash cycle. So, yes, it's a useful safety feature, but it can be quite the inconvenience if activated unintentionally, especially for someone who's not well versed with their dishwasher's special functions. When your dishwasher refuses to start, take a closer look at the control panel. If you notice the lock indicator is lit or see any type of lock symbol, then the control lock might be active. And if that's the case, fixing this issue should be easy. Simply, find the deactivation button or consult your user manual for the right combination of buttons on your dishwasher's control panel that are responsible for this lock feature. Then, just press and hold the buttons to deactivate it. Once you've done this, your dishwasher should be back in business and ready to tackle the dirty dishes you've got camping in your sink. You should know that if the control panel lights on your dishwasher are out, it could be an indication of a more serious issue. But, in most cases, the problem will be the power supply system. I remember one particular client named Jerry who called me to look at his dishwasher, which in his words exhibited no signs of life whatsoever. When I got to his place, I found the appliance just sitting there, with the door open and not a single button light active. The problem was that it wasn't turning on nor starting a wash cycle. So, I did a quick inspection that revealed no signs of physical damage or malfunctioning components. And that's when I suspected the issue lay hidden within the power supply system. After pulling Jerry's dishwasher from the wall and following its wire connection back to his home's power junction box, I noticed something peculiar. It was sharing a circuit with his refrigerator, an appliance that's notorious for its high energy demands. Therefore, whenever his fridge's compressor kicked in, the shared circuit would overload. And that would cause his dishwasher to lose power. Anyway, that's just one example of an issue with the power supply. In other repair calls, I've encountered things like loose wire connections, worn-out power cords, faulty power outlets, tripped circuit breakers, and broken on-off switches. Here, I'd recommend checking a few things first. Go to the circuit breaker panel and check if it's tripped. If so, switch it off and then back on. Inspect the power cords and outlets to ensure that both are in good condition and working as intended. One way to test a power outlet is by plugging in another appliance to see if it works. Make sure that the dishwasher is actually turned on. If you've ticked all these boxes and your dishwasher is still acting like a countertop, it might be time to call in the cavalry. I'd also advise getting a licensed electrician to investigate further. All right, picture this: you pack your dirty dishes into the washer, choose the right settings, and then press start. But the wash cycle won't kickstart. It's about 5 minutes into the wait and your appliance is still not whirling nor splashing. Now the dishwasher is just sitting there, mocking you, and refusing to budge. Well, it happens. You wouldn't be the first person to have a GE dishwasher stuck at the beginning of a cycle. So, if you thought all those fancy computerized systems would make life smooth, you should know that they can also throw a wrench in the works. The question is, why does this happen? When a dishwasher gets stuck or freezes, it could be because of a number of reasons. From software glitches, failing washer components, to sudden power fluctuations, there's always something eager to test your patience. And especially when you've got a pile of dirty dishes the size of Mount Everest. So how do you play detective here? After all, you can't exactly peek inside your dishwasher's brain, right? However, if the power supply is optimal, the dishwasher is turned on despite the buttons not responding, and the control lock isn't activated, then it's just a normal freeze. And as long as everything else is fine, fixing this should be easy. I'll say, why not give it a good old reset? I've done it many times before, and it usually ends with the dishwasher restarting the wash cycle and getting on with the cleaning. Now, I know you're asking, how does this work? Well, you can think of it as giving your dishwasher a little nap, a break, or a nice smack in the head. This allows it to shake off those electronic hiccups and get back to its cleaning glory. Like I said, I've done it too many times to count. And it always works, 9 out of 10 times. On the plus side, some GE models usually come with a reset button. But if you can't find it on the control panel, check your user manual for the procedure for resetting your specific dishwasher model. Simple, right? Just a bit of patience, a bit of flipping switches, and you're back in the game, ready to unpack sparkling dishes without any further standoffs. Did you know that aside from the control lock, there are other GE dishwasher settings that will stop it from starting when you want it to? No? Well, they exist. And either one could be the reason why your dishwasher won't start. So, what are these settings? Interestingly, it's not just the control lock setting that will send your dishwasher on a permanent coffee break. Other settings include the delay start, demo mode, and the mysterious sleep mode, or as some call it, Sabbath mode setting. So, before you conclude that yours is a case of the disobedient dishwasher, make sure that you've checked all these settings. So how can you tell that this is the problem? Well, it's all about learning more about your dishwasher settings and how each affects its operations. First off, there's the delay start function. This feature allows you to set your dishwasher to run at a later or more ideal time. You can think of it as setting an alarm for your dishwasher, but instead of ringing, it will start doing the dishes when it's time. In fact, most people use this feature when they want their dishwasher to run during off-peak hours. Unfortunately, if it's on without your knowledge, your dishwasher will sit idle regardless of how many times you press the start button. Next, there's the demo mode feature. Now imagine your dishwasher pretending to work without actually doing anything. That's demo mode for you, simply all show and no work. This function is used in showrooms to showcase the dishwasher's capabilities without necessarily cleaning anything. Lastly, there's the sleep or Sabbath mode. This feels a bit self-explanatory, but I'll explain it either way. There are certain GE dishwashers that come with this feature. When in sleep mode, your dishwasher is designed to disable all functions in order to save energy when it's not in use. So everything will be turned off, even though it's plugged in. And if you're not aware that this feature is active, you'll most likely pull all the hair off your head trying to figure out why it won't start. Much like the control lock, all you have to do here is identify and disable the feature that's preventing your washer from starting. That said, here's a simple table that summarizes how to deactivate these features. Here's something most dishwasher owners don't know. These appliances are designed to only run when the door is securely and properly closed. This feature mitigates the chances of the door falling open in the middle of a wash. You wouldn't want soap and dirty wastewater all over your kitchen floor, right? Well, that's what the door latch or switch is there for. This simple component often has two responsibilities. One, to hold the door tightly in place once it's closed. And two, to send a signal to the control board telling it that the door is securely closed, and therefore, it's safe to start the wash party. So it's obvious that when the dishwasher door isn't closed properly, the appliance will assume that the door is open or you're still loading in dishes. Or worse, if the door latch is broken or damaged, the control board won't know that the door is closed and thus won't start the wash cycle. Remember, the latch is the unsung hero making sure everything stays in place while the magic happens inside. It's part of your dishwasher's protective mechanisms against making an unnecessary mess. So, what to do? First up, play detective. Close the door about 95% in and peep inside to see if any utensils or racks are playing door blocker. If any, you might need to reload your dishwasher, this time ensuring that nothing is obstructing the proper closing of the door. Next, check whether the closed door is flush with the rest of the dishwasher's face. If not, then it's probably not closed all the way in. Now, onto the door latch. Give it a once-over. Do you notice any damage signs of wear or other issues? Maybe give it a gentle wiggle or a firm push. Just not what our friend over here did. Lastly, is the door giving the latch a good handshake? I'm talking about the click sound that's often there whenever you close the door. If it's not clicking when you close the door, there could be a problem with the latch. Assuming you've reloaded your dishwasher and made sure there are no utensils or dishes blocking the door from closing, it could mean that your latch is acting up. And if that's the case, simply swap it out for a new one. However, here's something any seasoned repair person will do before clearing the door of any fault. They'll check the door switch for continuity too. Remember, the door switch acts as a conduit between the door and the control board. Therefore, if it's busted, your dishwasher's brain, the control board, won't have any way of telling the door is securely closed. So, before you rule this out, make sure you test for continuity too. Let me guess. You've loaded your dishwasher, made sure the door is closed properly, selected the right wash settings, and pressed the start button in that order. And yet, your dishwasher won't start. What's the deal with that? Well, let's talk about the trickiness of the door lock and the right sequence to follow. You should know that some GE dishwashers follow a specific sequence in order to start a wash cycle. It's all about timing and knowing when to close that door. These specially designed dishwashers require you to choose the settings and hit the start button first while the door is still open. Then once everything is set, that's when you should close the door and let the magic happen. So, if your dishwasher won't start, this is another quick fix to try. Open that dishwasher door, select your settings, press the start button, and then close the door. It should kickstart the wash cycle. If not, then the sequence isn't the problem. If you've done everything I've discussed in this video so far and your GE dishwasher still won't cooperate, it's time to check its brain, Westworld style. Just kidding. What I mean by that is that you should check its control board. Usually, when I'm diagnosing a faulty appliance, this component is often the last one to check. And that's because it's rare to have a dishwasher that's partially working yet it has a damaged control board. Like I've said before, the control board is the brain of your appliance. It's often responsible for coordinating, initiating, and terminating all dishwasher functions. Therefore, if it's faulty, the list of things that could go wrong is endless. And that includes your appliance refusing to start. Usually, the control board is located at the bottom of the dishwasher as shown in this image. For this procedure, you'll need a repairman's surgery kit. Specifically, I'm talking about a Phillips screwdriver and a multimeter. Using your user manual, follow the instructions given to remove the access panel and get to the control board. Once you get to it, the first thing you should do is inspect it for damages or signs of burnt components. If everything checks out, that's when you'll need to use the multimeter, just to be sure. And while at it, make sure you do the same for the control touch panel. Look for any signs of damage like fried circuits or loose connections, or even a harness looking a bit weary. Here there's only one solution. If either the control board or touch panel is acting up, repairs aren't usually possible. It's like an old radio, sometimes you just gotta let it go. So, if any is faulty, replace it. And you should be back in business, ready for clean dishes like you've just bought a new dishwasher. Remember, if it's too much work where you don't have the tools nor the time to do a DIY fix, you can always call in an expert to help diagnose and fix the issue. As I wrap up, here's a list of other rare but possible causes to look into. For most of these issues, you just have to locate and test the part. And if you happen to find any component that's faulty, a replacement is highly recommended. And that's just about it, guys. This video wraps up everything you need to know about getting your non-starting GE dishwasher back in action. If you're still caught in a dilemma, don't hesitate to join our Facebook group where you'll find me and a team of other savvy technicians ready and eager to lend their expertise. You can find the link in the description below. Anyway, if you found this guide helpful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Simply Swider for more appliance saving tips. See you in the next video.